Let's read question 16. Art collectives like the United States and Vietnam based collective, the Propeller Group, or Cuba's Los Carpinteros, are groups of scientists who agree to work together, perhaps for stylistic reasons, or to advance certain shared political ideals, or to help mitigate the cost of supplies and studio space. Regardless of the reasons, the art collectives usually involve some collaboration among the artists. Based on a recent series of interviews with various art collectives, an arts journalist claims that this can be difficult for artists who are often used to having sole control over their work. Which quotation from the interviews best illustrates the journalist's claim? So we have to see which can help us to uh, support the journalist. So the journalist claims that it can be difficult for artists who are often used to having sole control over their work. That's what he says, to have like this type of an art collective. That's what he says. So let's see what are the quotations. A says, the first collective I joined included many amazingly talented artists and we enjoyed each other's company. But because we had a hard time sharing credit and responsibility for our work, the collective didn't last. B says, we work together, but that doesn't mean that individual projects are equally the work of all of us. Many of our projects are primarily the responsibility of whoever originally proposed the work to the group. C says, having worked as a member of a collective for several years, it's sometimes hard to recall what it was like to work alone without the collective support. But that support encourages my individual expression rather than limits it. D says, sometimes an artist from outside the collective will choose to collaborate with us on a project, but all of those projects fit within the larger themes of the work the collective does on its own. So, which do you think is best? Which will support the journalist's claim? So, I think it's pretty clear that A is the best answer, because here the best answer, because it presents the quotation that best illustrates the journalist's claim by indicating that the collective didn't continue. The collective didn't last. It was hard to share credit. We had a hard time sharing credit and responsibilities within the group. Even though the company was enjoyable, the quotation shows that working collaboratively can be difficult for artists who are used to having complete control over their work. So journalist is saying the same thing, and this quotation also is claiming the same thing, that it didn't last. And why is B incorrect? B is incorrect because the quotation indicates we work together, but that doesn't mean individual projects are equally the work. So indicates that members of a collective are able to collaborate together. Many are primarily the responsibility of whoever originally proposed the work to the group. So in this case, it shows that they are able to collaborate together and have agreed on a fair way to manage their responsibilities. But this doesn't demonstrate the challenge of sharing control among members of a collective. So the journalist cannot use this one for his claim. And C says, having worked as a member, it's sometimes hard to recall. This is also incorrect because the quotation highlights the support and encouragement of the individual expression. Here it's actually, the person who said this feels that, it encourages his individual expression, in fact. It's incorrect. So we cannot use this for the journalist because the quotation highlights the support and encouragement of individual expression and artist's experience due to working in a collective. So these positive aspects don't demonstrate the challenge of sharing control among members of a collective. And what about D? D is incorrect because the quotation doesn't address any challenges of sharing control among the members of the collective. It only indicates that the artists sometimes choose to work with collectives. So sometimes an artist from outside will choose to collaborate with us on a project, it says. Sometimes choose to work with collectives without having to be a member. And all of the projects fit with the larger theme. So this again cannot really help the journalist's claim. So the best answer would be the first one because it shows that they first collaborated but it didn't last. As per what the journalist is claiming, that artists cannot work in collaboratives because they like to have control over their work. So I hope that's it.